Right now at 6, Governor Tony Evers signs more competitive legislative maps into state law.
And this is a live look as the La Crosse School District prepares to announce which additional schools they plan to close ahead of the new school year.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozlowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. Wisconsin's battle over redistricting is coming to an end. Today, Governor Tony Evers enacting legislative maps that he says reflect the will of the people.
The change means elections in the state will reflect how purple Wisconsin is politically, and some voters in the Coulee region will have new names on their ballot this fall. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall has the latest. Jeremy.
Ken, Jill Billings has been the representative for Wisconsin's 95th district, which includes the La Crosse region, for more than a decade. Starting today, her district is changing shape. The Wisconsin Supreme Court tossed the state's legislative district maps back in December, asking the legislature to find an agreement over how districts are defined. Today, they got their wish. For Representative Jill Billings, it means new faces in her district. Billings is still going to represent the 95th Assembly District. However, she will have new areas in La Crosse to cover.
I hope folks will take the time to really understand before they go to the polls who's running in their districts, because things will be changing. I will not have the entire city of La Crosse under my seat anymore.
Billings tells me the new maps will allow her to tackle new issues, including human trafficking, education funding, and more access to health care. The signed bill says the new maps will take effect for this year's general election, but not any general elections that come before that. The governor is asking the Supreme Court for clarification on that as well. Ken and Emily?
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
And just a quick note, it won't be applying to any special election that happens earlier this year. There is one for state senate near the Milwaukee area and a potential recall for Speaker Robin Voss's seat, though that is still up in the air. Happening right now, the school district of La Crosse is meeting to announce a decision regarding the possible closure of some elementary schools. In the board's last meeting, it decided not to make any final decisions on the closures and did not adopt the Facility Advisory Committee's recommendation to close Northwoods and Hinchin. At tonight's meeting, they'll likely consider putting two consolidation options together so that voters can decide what to do in a potential referendum. Now, the options are to consolidate Emerson and Spence Elementary or to consolidate Hinchin and Spence. We'll have the latest at 10.
Once again, another nice day as we start off the work week, and this whole rest of the week looks to be fairly mild and quiet conditions too. Overall, there's your high temperatures, mid to upper 40s for most locations, low to mid 40s as you go further north, even 50s as you go further south too. Once again, it's well above average. Kind of the common theme as you go down to Mason City, it's 20 to 25 degrees above average. Warmer than yesterday, just due because that wind is not from the west, it's more from the south-southeast today. But overall, current temperatures are still fairly quite mild in the 40s for most locations, with the exception as you go up to Eau Claire further north. We've had a little more cloud cover going on. They're dipping down into the 30s. Overall, region-wise, you can see there's some warmer temperatures, but some turning of the winds too. We do have a weak little system that's coming through, and really what it's going to provide is just cloud cover, and that's the first in a couple series of systems to come through. But all in all, it's going to be still fairly quiet, just some cloud cover here and there until we get to the end of the week. But for this evening, still very mild conditions for the nearing now the end of February with just 33 degrees till 11 p.m. Same story for Eau Claire, just a couple degrees colder with on and off high cloud cover as we go throughout the evening. And then as we go on to the next few days, yeah, maple syrup's already started because of the warm conditions. We're going to kind of break down how warm we're going to be for this weekend and when the next rain chance does come, but that's going to hold off until next week.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Residents are displaced after an early morning fire in Gaze Mills. Fire Chief Earl Windsor says his department got a call around 3 a.m. for an apartment building on fire. The building, owned by Coulee Cap, consists of 5 units. Windsor says the middle apartment caught fire and quickly spread up into the attic. Luckily, the fire breaks between each apartment kept the fire isolated to that one unit. It took crews about an hour and a half to extinguish the flames. The adjacent units have minor damage, but gas and electric utilities have been disabled to all units. Coulee Cap's maintenance team is on site and working to get the utilities working again. Chief Windsor says no one was injured and the cause of the fire is still under investigation.
Turning now to the 2024 presidential campaign. With less than a week until the South Carolina Republican primary, the state's former governor, Nikki Haley, is looking to make a dent in former President Donald Trump's lead. But Trump has secured several key endorsements in Haley's home state.
A sign of his commanding presence on top of the party. Our Washington correspondent Julia Benbrook has more details on the matchup as the South Carolina primary approaches.
A long list of South Carolina politicians have thrown their support behind former President Donald Trump ahead of Saturday's primary. One of his most notable endorsements is coming from former presidential candidate and South Carolina Senator Tim Scott.
I'm not campaigning against Nikki. I'm campaigning for the future of America.
Prior to the 2024 campaign, Scott had long been friends and political allies with Trump's last primary opponent in the race, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Haley appointed Scott to the Senate over a decade ago to fill a vacancy.
You're going to see the U.S. Senate become stronger because of the results of Tim Scott.
South Carolina is better because we have Nikki Haley as our governor.
Trump is now using that detail as a line of attack, saying this as Scott stood behind him during his New Hampshire victory speech last month.
Did you ever think that she actually appointed you, Tim? You must really hate her.
I just love you.
In a statement after Trump secured Scott's endorsement, Haley said, quote, "Interesting that Trump's lining up with all the Washington insiders when he claimed he wanted to drain the swamp."
This is what the fellas do. The difference is I don't take politics personally.
Recent polling shows that Trump still holds a commanding lead in South Carolina, but Haley has vowed to stay in the race no matter the outcome in her home state. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Trump campaigned in Michigan over the weekend and took aim at the latest court ruling in New York, where he was ordered to pay more than $350 million in fines.
Trump will hold a rally in Greenville, South Carolina tomorrow night.
While President Joe Biden's approval rating has been lackluster of late, there is one poll where he's getting some high marks. Historians have ranked Biden the 14th best president in American history. He is just ahead of Woodrow Wilson, Ronald Reagan, and Ulysses S. Grant. According to the college professors who conducted the survey, Biden's signature accomplishment is keeping former President Trump from serving a second term in 2020. They say Biden returned the White House to a more traditional style of leadership. As for Trump, he was ranked last on the list. The survey was based on 154 responses from scholars across the country.
Well, women are using their dynamic talents for good.
News 8 Now's Alexandra Carter shows us how some trailblazing women are breaking the glass ceiling and using new tech to make a difference. We'll be right back.
Bygoff and Rohde had your back then, and we have your back now. We've been Wisconsin's personal injury powerhouse for over 50 years. Bygoff and Rohde. Serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's big pet care sale is going on now, and that means huge savings on the food, treats, and supplies you need to help keep your pets happy and healthy. Right now, get a free $15 Blaine's gift card when you spend $75 on Purina Pro Plan dog or cat food. Pro Plan uses advanced nutrition to create targeted formulas that help your unique pets thrive as they age and develop. So shop our assortment today and find the right Pro Plan formula for your dog or cat at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable, rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. Car and Driver calls Honda the winningest brand in 10 best history. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin.
If your tub or shower is less than you'd like it to be, then you owe it to yourself to visit the board store during the 2024 Early Bird Home Show. If you'd like a shower, rain shower, personal shower, shelves, safety grab bars, you can get a complete unit as low as $79.80. Call or visit the board store during the Early Bird Home Show for safety, convenience, and beauty in your new bathroom. Call or visit today.
Bygoff and Rohde. We've been Wisconsin's personal injury powerhouse for over 50 years, and we have the #1 personal injury attorney in Eau Claire. Bygoff and Rohde. Serious injuries need serious lawyers.
Dynamic Life Cycle Innovations in Onalaska is reshaping the e-waste recycling landscape with a leadership team that is nearly half female.
News 8 Now's Alexandra Carter sat down with some of these trailblazing women to learn how the company is breaking the glass ceiling while breathing new life into aging technology and challenging outdated gender norms.
From the factory to the boardroom, women are strongly showing out at Dynamic Life Cycle Innovations in Onalaska, where 44% of the leadership team is female.
I think this is an impressive number, no matter what organization or business segment you're talking about, but specifically in electronics, reuse, and recycling.
The full-service electronics reuse and recycling company sits right at the nexus of two historically male-dominated industries.
We're seeing glass ceilings shattering every day.
Executive Vice President Alicia Sue-Smith says she's inspired by the organic growth of women leadership rising up the ranks at Dynamic.
It's been encouraging for me in the last few years to see women starting to enter more male-dominated things. I do think that some of it is just a confidence that women are getting in wanting to pursue things that they're interested in versus what they should or shouldn't. And so I hope that continues.
Bringing diverse perspectives to the e-waste recycling company.
Don't be afraid to show up as your true authentic self and celebrate the qualities that really make you unique.
The women agree that Dynamic has all the tools in place to help all employees, regardless of gender, succeed. They say, like most of us working moms, the biggest hurdle of being a woman in leadership is striking balance between home and work.
And Dynamic really celebrates families, so each family moment is a milestone moment that we recognize. We celebrate birthdays, we celebrate anniversaries, and we are just really a people-first organization.
The sisterhood at Dynamic is strong, providing a support system as these leaders lift each other up.
Having a very strong female peer group is helpful in a way that we can support each other, raise each other up, challenge each other, and really make each other better across the company.
And when it comes to blazing trails for women in leadership, Burris hopes Dynamic will inspire the industry to judge by talent, not gender.
I hope that we continue to set a really good example for the other companies within our industry, help those companies be able to elevate and really see that things don't need to be based on gender any longer. It can be really based on competency and abilities.
You can learn more about the women in leadership at Dynamic, including some of their best advice for shattering the glass ceiling at news8000.com.
Coming up, a weather warning out west.
The massive amount of rain in California prompting emergency declarations. Find out who's being hit the hardest after the break.
And really keep the winter gear away because we don't have any type of snow or rain in the forecast for about another week. Mild conditions continue with 40s, 50s. Heck, we might even touch 60 by the time we get to next week. All that I'll break down coming up next on your first warm weather update after the break.
Asher Laston Exteriors is committed to craftsmanship, innovation, and outstanding customer service as Western Wisconsin's window and door replacement experts. Our superior quality, energy-saving windows and doors from the trusted brand of Renewal by Andersen are skillfully installed by certified technicians and backed by some of the strongest transferable warranties available. Save up to 22% with zero down and no interest or payments for up to 18 months with Renewal by Andersen Windows and Doors. Brought to you by Asher Laston Exteriors.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
Good Feet Arch Supports, engineered for pain relief, personally fitted for you.
They say post it or it didn't happen. But out here, in the places we were made for, You'll have to take our word for it. Find somewhere the internet's never been. With the family of Broncos designed to get you there.
Get 0.9% financing for 66 months plus $2,000 flex buy cash on Bronco Sport only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum. Spectrum Internet offers speed and reliability, while advanced Wi-Fi gives you best-in-class security for all your connected devices. And Spectrum Mobile delivers unlimited talk, text, and data with nationwide 5G included. Switch now and get Spectrum Internet for $49.99, plus advanced Wi-Fi and one Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line free for 12 months. Start saving today. Visit Spectrum.com, a Spectrum store, or scan to call now.
It's a textbook case. Out of sight, out of mind.
Couldn't they see the signs?
Here, look at the autopsy report. The signs are all there. A plugged vent, rust buildup, dirty flame sensor, and loose wiring. No sign of maintenance. The list goes on and on.
What about the filter?
Don't get me started on the filter.
Well, what does your gut tell you, Rook?
Gotta be someone close to the victim.
Someone with access.
I know who our suspect is.
If you suspect something is up with your HVAC system, call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
For the second time this month, a weather phenomenon called an atmospheric river has parked itself over California. The slow-moving storms are soaking the state with several inches of rain,
prompting officials to warn people about flash flooding and mudslides. In Ventura County, fire crews are diverting runoff from the foothills to storm drains and away from roads to help commuters.
There's lots of hillsides, lots of falling rocks and trees, so the roads are very hazardous. Plus, there's some flooding in the lower lying areas. So again, we like to urge people to stay off the roads if they can.
Driving is also difficult in Northern California's Sierra Nevada mountain range, where up to 6 feet of snow is expected before the storm moves out. The wet conditions are expected to hover over the state through Wednesday.
California needs the precipitation. The state is lagging behind its average snowpack totals.
Of course, around here, we're really not projected to get a ton of rainfall at all.
Or snow, or wind,
the immediate future, a whole lot of nothing coming our way.
All we're having is 50s and sun, right, Greg?
Yeah, the drier conditions could be a concern here as we go into the spring planting season. We'll see what goes on here, but it definitely is not going to see a lot of precipitation. We have some chances coming next week, but the big thing, if you look at the Climate Prediction Center, as we look at 6 to 10 day outlook, that's the end of February. Then we go into the first week of March for 8 to 14 day, and then 3 to 4 week day. Now you're almost ending at the middle of March. The common theme is really above average temperatures, or the confidence is that we're going to see above average temperatures. Rainfall, we're going to see some chances there, but overall trend is still drier than average, but we will see some of that come next week. But snow or rain, that's still a lot of question marks in regard to what's going to go on with that. Really, for the next probably couple days, we're going to see passing systems come through. Really what these systems or the little weak waves are going to do is just provide some cloud cover, a change in the wind direction, but you won't notice much in the way of temperature change with any of them. But starting tomorrow morning, once again, upper 20s, lower 30s. Cloud cover, we'll see more sun in the afternoon as the system passes. You can see the winds turn around to the southwest. A little bit more cloud cover as you go further north, but afternoon time, we should be getting into the mid to upper 40s, lower 50s for some of the locations, a little cooler to the north. More sun as we go in the afternoon. Then evening hours, we'll see another system begin to approach. This one kind of passes to the south and north, but we still have some cloud cover that'll go in for Tuesday night into Wednesday. It should be dry. You notice some precipitation there. That'll be for far southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois. But then as we go into Wednesday morning, once again, same type of story, upper 20s, low 30s with some cloud cover. So that's really the big story. And it's because of that system out to the west is just spinning these little waves that come across the mountains with not much other than moisture than cloud cover, and this will continue through Wednesday too. We'll start seeing a little bit of changes towards Thursday because we do have a little bit of a stronger system coming from the north eventually by Friday. But temperature-wise, plenty of red all over this. We're going to see 15 to 20. You notice Thursday does become a little bit cooler as we go into Friday just because there's a front that's going to sag south, but it's not going to last that long. So one cool day Friday, and then the weekend we're going to see temperatures once again bump right back up into the 50s, definitely by Sunday as the winds turn around again, even climbing 25 to 30 degrees into the plain states. Here's that little weak system that comes through Friday. That'll turn the winds to the north. That'll probably be our coolest day, will be Friday behind this. And then if you're looking for rain, it's the system that eventually will reach us, but it's going to take probably not until at least late Monday into Tuesday that we're going to see a pretty large system eventually come through the area at some point next week. And as right now, at least initially, it looks like we're going to see a lot more rain with this, but warmer temperatures as we go ahead. But nothing to see about that tonight. We're just going to see some cloud cover here and there. Otherwise, temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s. Once again, tomorrow, more cloud cover in the morning, probably more sun in the afternoon. Warmer as you go further south with more sun, probably in the low 50s, probably mid 40s you go further north just because of the cloud cover, high cloud cover sticking around. Then as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, you see that slight drop into Friday as that front comes through. It just won't last that long. As the weekend we climb right back up into the 50s, and we could approach 60 at some point before that system does hit us at some point next week. So yeah, it's like this really looks like the mid to end of March weather instead of mid to end of February. Absolutely. But it's going to continue, so that's what we got.
All right, I'll take it.
All right.
Thanks, Greg. Coming up next in sports, crosstown rivals hitting it up at Central High School, plus 2 Westby athletes on the girls wrestling team are going to be looking for state titles this week in Madison. Rob is up next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Don't settle with the insurance company until you've talked with Schwabel, Getz, and Sieben.
I felt so special. I felt that I was going to be their #1 client.
I just got a great peace of mind knowing that I wasn't a case number, that we were doing this together.
We really did feel like we had a team behind us.
I was really impressed with how they treated us. They were backing us up 100%.
They always have your best interest in mind.
Go to Schwabel.com and fill out a free online case evaluation. There is no fee unless we win.
Are you looking for a high-paying career without any experience? Chart Industries has the opportunity you've been waiting for. Starting wage $30 per hour, highest pay in the area, guaranteed 40 hours, and so much more. If you are making less than $60,000 and want a healthy work-life balance, apply at jobs.chartindustries.com today. That's jobs.chartindustries.com.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you. So it's crispy outside, flaky inside. Let us take care of you.
With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
What a week it's going to be for our high school athletes, especially the girls. Regionals tipping off tomorrow night for our basketball squads. And when it comes to the mat, the mission of Madison has been fulfilled for 2 girls on the Westby wrestling team. Kylie Klum is heading back to Madison for the 2nd straight season as the sophomore makes it back-to-back trips as a state qualifier. But she's not going alone. Kylie will be joined by her cousin Marissa Klum as the junior qualified for the state tourney in just her first year ever competing on the wrestling mat. Both girls tell me that their connection has been a big part of their success this year. Being able to push one another throughout the season has helped them get to this point. They say they can't wait until Thursday.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm so glad that she joined wrestling, and it's great to have another girl come with me this year. Having her around, she pushes me to be a better wrestler because she's good in certain positions that I'm not the best at, and so she helps me improve in those spots.
She went to state her freshman year, so I was like, oh my gosh, she could do that. This is my first year. Maybe I can do something great. She's stronger in areas where I'm not. There are some areas where she could improve, and we kind of use those together to help each other.
I can't wait to see how these two do. Kylie and Marissa will be making their way to Madison Thursday morning for the individual state tournament. As for the boys basketball season, teams found out their playoff fate over the weekend, but talk about a confidence booster heading into the postseason. Doesn't get any better than taking on your rival right before the playoffs tip off. That's what we got tonight. Crosstown rivals clashing for the second time this season as Central plays host to the rival Rangers. It was all Riverhawks in round 1 back in mid-January. Central will be the 7th seed in Division II. Riverhawks will host Sparta next Tuesday night. As for Logan, the Rangers get the 9 seed. They'll be on the road next Tuesday. Should be a fun atmosphere tonight at Central. I'll have the highlights coming up at 10. Well, ever since the Badgers climbing all the way to number 6 earlier this season in the country, it's been a struggle for the Wisconsin men's basketball team. They've dropped 5 of their last 6 games, most recently a heartbreaking loss in OT over the weekend in Iowa City. Wisconsin falling to 9-6 in Big Ten play. That bounces the Badgers out of the latest AP Top 25 poll. Wisconsin will look to get back in the win column tomorrow night at home when they take on Maryland. And some Brewers news as well I don't want to leave out. Woody's coming back for 2 years. He might miss most of this season, but at least they got him locked up for the next season.
Absolutely. It was tough for that reality because he's basically got an injury that will render him unavailable at all for the most part of this coming season. So the Brewers were hesitant to sign him to an extension, but it's great to see now. Could be tied to the whole Gary Sanchez debacle, though, because he hasn't arrived at camp yet. He's supposed to be on a deal.
I don't know what's
hasn't shown up.
Talk about, I mean, how cool is it? 2 cousins going to the state tournament together, first year ever competing on the mat. She said that her cousin had a lot to do with it.
Of course, but definitely cool.
It should be fun.
Thanks,
so
Rob.
cool. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Hey man, thanks for holding my beer.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks guys. I'll be here all night. See that?
What?
Hey, what's up? Not much.
I'm gonna need another beer. I swear, you're everywhere.
Yeah, man, I've been busy.
Hello, I'm Miles Wilkins, owner of the Board Store, and I've had the privilege of serving homeowners from this location for over 34 years. If you're interested in a locally owned company, we are. If you're interested in a veteran-owned company, we are. If you're interested in a licensed contractor, we have been for over 30 years. Above all, if you're interested in the absolute best value for your home improvement dollar, the Early Bird Home Show is your opportunity. Call or visit us soon.
What I love about T-Mobile is that just about anywhere you go, you're going to have coverage.
Where I live is a rural area. The coverage has been awesome.
Reliable coverage is super important for me, for my business.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
All right, we got mild conditions pretty much throughout the rest of the week. Some passing high clouds. We do have a little bit of a cool down to 40 degrees on Friday, but then we have more 50s and potentially rain as we go on to next week, maybe even a 60. So enjoy this mild stretch of weather continues.
We sure will.
Bust out the shades, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6.
We'll see you at 10.